actually get it up immediately and post it. I guess if it's not a skinny day, I'll probably record. I guess I would still record this class on a block day because the class will be so long, even though we have announcements. That's still plenty of time. So I'll probably still record second period on those days. And you see, not that you'd ever use this, but it actually writes everything I'm saying. It also writes stuff you say. So if you think you're trying to be funny and saying something, it will record that. It will, or hears, not regular, but it will pick up people in the back, what they say, if it's loud enough for sure. Again, I don't think anybody ever actually uses that, but I believe that that is available if you, for some reason, need to see how something is, you'd rather read it instead of listen to the recording. Anything else? So anyway, that's all you need to remind me to do. And now everything I do on the screen is recorded. Now, if I point to something, that's the only time that doesn't help you because you can't tell when all you'll hear is my voice in whatever I'm talking about. So it's not obviously recording me or anything. It's just recording whatever I do on that screen. So if I show something, so I'm going to change it to, I hope I still have that other thing. Yeah, this thing. Yeah. So there. So now this would be exactly like you're seeing it on the screen when you watch the recording. So I want to do some more name stuff real quick, mainly because I have to do attendance also, and that's the way I'm going to do attendance today. So I'll try to match names up. Second period. I have free period the second period. I'll try to match names up by like picture or just who I remember. And at some point, I will not be able to match people up anymore. So I'll have to ask, what in the world? Oh, there's my other pencil. Lying around. I lose stuff all the time. It'll be ADHD. Oh, right, I'm looking. Yeah, I'm ADHD way before they actually had ADHD as a thing. Let's see. So I've already said Brienne and Raylan, I'm Bricklin, so I need to figure out Camila, the gentleman back. I need to get actually a lot of Demarcus. Oh, man, just send me Cooper, right? Cooper, Miguel, right? There's a bunch. So yeah, this class I only know about half of it. Last class they were all four of them. And then by the end of class, I mean, definitely this. So now let me see if I can match up some picture. Oh wait, I think I know Ben. Ben, right? Ben. Nobody else. Let's see if I can match some people up. I'm missing some people. Some people were here yesterday. I had it memorized, but I have a soccer player, Hal, right? So I talked to another soccer player yesterday. He wasn't a later class. I can't remember. Because I mentioned David to him also. I can't remember, but anyway, I've got one or two other soccer players. Uh, no, he's in. Well, I don't know. Actually, I say he's not, but maybe he will. I mean, no, because he said he played last year. So sophomore. I think he's a sophomore. No, Jason Woods, is he a soccer player? Hmm? Oh, is he? However. All right, so maybe he could take more. I don't remember. To Helen? No, I'm moving on. Oh, okay, this is why I didn't match you up. Adam? Oh, Adam over here. Adam doesn't have a picture. said basketball or our basketball, right? Did you? Yeah, I'm sure I asked you. Did you talk to coach yet? The new coach? You need to email him, dude. I'm telling you, that goes a long way because there's a lot of kids that try out, and a lot of times the difference. I mean, I used to coach basketball. I helped choose the kids, and I know a lot of times when we were in that meeting choosing, we were like, yeah, man, but this kid was really like he was really proactive and reaching out. He contacted me before the season, wanted to know like what he could be working on. Like we took that kid over the other kid that was about the same. Maybe even the other kid was a little bit better, but we're like, hey, I'd rather have the guy that's engaged. Get in touch with him. Uh, Nobody really looked like it. Sometimes I'll write like past students I had look like. I don't know what else to do to help remember that. I'll just have to. So let's see. Boy, I don't see. Okay, so that one should be. You don't really look like. If that's you, you don't look like the picture. Jacob? Jacob. Oh yeah, Jacob. You look like you might have been hockey. I know we talked for a long time too, though. Yeah. No? I out a boy's name. That's me. Huh? Yeah. Oh, that's you. That's too funny. You do actually look like your hair is just shorter now. Shorter hair now. I don't see another.
Already said it.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
I must have said it here. Oh, from Nevada. No. All right. Yeah, you look different. Hair's so much longer. So now I got to write longer hair for you.
Yeah, your hair is super short in this.
All right. Vanessa's not here. Vanessa was on. We said maybe Adam. So here's a no photo person. I'm probably not going to be able to get this person for sure. I'm leaning toward this person. So we. So you look like. Yes, I know something I can. You don't really look that much like her, but enough to where it'll help you. You know, you have no picture.
Yeah.
Is that on purpose, or
That probably.
or you just happen to miss those days?
Oh, yeah, I did miss photo day.
When so there's the scroll picture. You can have it. Let's see. So Miguel got. Oh, here's one. Let's see. Oh, this person. What should be? Yeah. Oh, I think I remember because of what you said about I, but I'm not very good at. So I would really listen. You look quite a bit different too. That whole picture. You look really young. Um, I can't tell what picture or what it looks like in his binder, maybe. and it's much longer. All right, we got Alyssa. Jacob was talking. And yeah, you don't look like you're yours. That's definitely a much older picture. That's important. Yeah, I was gonna say you look like you're about half the size. The hold on, just because I gotta write the task. Let me get this done now. Even though we are gonna do math. Oh wait. Yeah. Or maybe Jorvik? Right? Alright. Well, I wouldn't. You don't look anything. Exactly. Sure. Right. Let's see. Next, already got Ben. I don't think Shade is here, right? Because she wasn't. Well, she. So Liana, right? Where did you sit yesterday? Back over my room. Oh, here are a couple we know. Although they weren't here yesterday, so they shouldn't be here. Nobody was absent yesterday, right? Let's hear today. Here, Anthony was here, but is not here today. Now, you look really familiar, but I can't think if it's a student. Just like, what year are you? You were here last year?
Yeah.
So maybe I could have just seen you. Were you involved in any sports or anything? Am I seeing that? For some reason, I looked at the reason I can't think of it's a student years ago. Nobody I can name, I can write next to you. Possibilities. Picture. Well, here's about oh, this is not. Yeah, but that's on the other side. It's not. You guys will do this. What he's saying right now, you guys will do Monday. They're doing the other side of the screen today.
N and CJA should be released to the auditorium. Only ninth grade students of those wings.
Should have been names first. How I got Brent's not here today. Brent's actually a former student. Isaiah. That's why I couldn't find it. You don't have a picture. Gavin, I got from earlier. He's not here today. I saw this person now. I see love teams. You do look. I mean, definitely differences, but here circle sure. Oh, that's actually what I wanted to do. That's not really. All right, so did you guys all tore the pages out and you all put the book back? We're all good on that? All right, perfect. So here's what you need to be successful. And this is one of my big pet peeves. So I'll cut you a little slack on it at the beginning of the year, but boy, This is a behavior that better not continue if you're not doing well on a system. So I get every year, but I think I have 20 minutes. That's probably about 15 minutes. Every year this happens. It drives me absolutely crazy. Like one of my big pet peeves, besides like the other stuff like talking and reading, talking, all seconds. We'll have an assessment, a quiz. I'll go around, I'll hand the quizzes out, and I'll hand it to a student that hadn't really done anything. Like, hadn't been taking notes, practicing problems, nothing. Work. Sleeping in class. You awake, girl? Oh my goodness. Seriously, she said she slept last night. Wake up. Because you would be falling in this category right now. Again, I don't know anything about you. You guys may get amazing grades, but I'll hand a quiz to a student that'll sit there and either stare at it and do nothing, write a few things down, or maybe they'll fill stuff out, but it'll be like complete gibberish. Will have nothing to do with the problems. And then when I get it from them, they go, well, I didn't know how to do much of it, but I really tried. And I want to lose my mind. Yeah. I really tried. Because they sat there and stared at a test that they had no idea how to do. They thought they tried. That drives me crazy. They didn't do anything. Trying isn't what you do on the day of the test. And you won't be successful if that's what you try to do. That's like, there is no person I have ever, actually, that's not true. Did have one last year. One person ever that has been able to do this on their own. It's not an easy class. Like, it's just not. He did do it. I mean, yeah, I don't know that I ever helped him. You have got to do what I'm about to go to right now if you want to say you try. And I'll guarantee you, if you do this stuff, if you're even halfway good at math, you'll make an A or a B, an A or a B. Even if you're not good at math, you should be able to get a C if you do all of these things. And I'm not going to say it's, simple stuff. Oh, man. Don't tell me I deleted the stupid page. Are you kidding me? Got to be kidding. Well, oh wait, maybe there's one after. Yeah. I thought it was grayed out for some reason, so I couldn't click it. So here's the first thing. That one's actually a pretty easy one because you just tore them out. So when it says take notes in class, you don't have to really sit there and take a ton of notes in this class. So you can check that box off. That one's kind of taken care of for you when I tell you which pages we're going to use. And I'll skip over the stuff that's not important, that's not going to be on the quiz. I'll spend obviously a lot of time on stuff that I know is on the quiz. If there's an example that we do, sometimes the examples we do are the same exact question as the quiz question. I might change numbers or something. I'll make sure I spend a lot of time on the stuff that I know is on that quiz. But here is the important one for you guys, the red. The book gets technical. What I'm saying is not necessarily what the book is saying. I'm explaining to you what the book is saying in different words, like hopefully in words that are easier to understand. That's what you need to add in. If there's something, so what I say you may want to be writing down. Sometimes I will repeat what the book is saying, but if you're just trying to fill in, like sometimes there are blanks, like I think it's called closed notes or something. If you just fill in those blanks with a word and think that you're taking notes, that's not taking notes. Because what's going to happen is you're going to go back and try to do the problems, and you're going to read the notes on how, like what the notes were on how to do that, and you're like, yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. Because the book gets technical. A lot of times I'll try to tell you when I feel like the book gets too technical so that you can make sure you're writing what I'm saying. But you have got to add in your own notes when we do problems. And I do the steps. Kids will just write down what I do. And then when they go back and look at it, they don't even know what I did first. They have no idea where I started. So, write first step, second step, third step, like things that are going to allow you to go back later. We're going to have a class, hopefully, or maybe not hopefully. I'm sure we will have more people added. We'll probably be at about 25 people. If I give you 40 minutes to do problems, guys hopefully are decent at math. I can't spend more than a couple of minutes with you if I need to go around and help a lot of people. So the odds of me just sitting there and helping you through 5 to 10 problems pretty slim. You're going to have to be able to figure it out from the notes. And I'll get to something in a minute that'll show you kind of how we do that. Again, ask questions. If you're shy and if you're not good at asking questions, that's going to make this class tough. Like you're going to have to figure stuff out. If you're just shy about asking me, but you're okay with talking to people that sit around you, get to know somebody that you think can help you, that looks like they know what they're doing. You can come to me after class sometimes. Just say, if I didn't get to you, just say, hey, I didn't get that. Like, can you come maybe check on me at the beginning of the next class? And I'll make a little note. This is kind of, I use this board to make notes of stuff I need to do for my next day. So I'll write down, check on so-and-so. Practice problems are huge, just like the examples. I should have written really examples and practice problems here. Those will wind up being on the test. If I assign problems, there's a good chance you will see that exact same problem or something really similar to it. I don't create brand new stuff. Now, I might assign a problem that we didn't do, like I didn't assign it during class, because that's what tells me if you can go from just knowing how to do what we did to truly understanding it and kind of taking it to the next level and figuring a problem out that you haven't seen. But that just takes you from like a B to an A. So you can still get B's and C's if you can just do what we do in class. But again, you've got to do the practice problems, not just copy down when I go through and solve them. You have to try to figure them out on your own. Copying, I mean, this is not from me. It's like proven psychology. Copying does not help you remember. You need to put some kind of thought into it, trying to figure things out. That's what helps you remember. So again, when you're going to do, so here's the part I want you to look at. So when you go back and do problems, you need to go back and look at the notes and look at the example we did in order to help you figure it out. So everybody look at page, I think it's 11, where it says, should say practice at the top. So right underneath practice. Okay. So right underneath where it says practice, you'll notice it says, if you need to go to the restroom, I've already. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, that's a big one, too. Showing up to class with no pencil.
Yeah, I did.
Again, I'm when you needed a pencil and pencils. Okay, for that school. So I have supplies over here. I forgot to go over that yesterday, and I haven't actually told anybody. Oh, all right. Yeah, because that's technically you're probably not supposed to go. So I'm doing at least phone, just to show the process. Hold on, you can't go until I write a pass. That's why I kept you. So now I gotta go write a pass. They're gonna probably say something about the fact that you're in the 10-minute. Actually, you might not be. My watch might be fast. Jacob, or was that my hockey player? Gavin. I get you two confused. Gavin, I'll do a quick version and. So again, I keep the phone. This is actually just mainly just so everybody can see. So I keep the phone, and that way when he comes back in, it reminds me to get the pass from him, which I'm going to try to keep using that same pass. I'll just scratch the name out and change the time throughout the day. All right, so back to this. It says right underneath practice, you'll see it says example 1. That means those problems right below that all refer back to example 1. I will never assign problems and we haven't done the example. Like we will have done the example. You can always go back and look at what we did. And again, try to figure it out. Don't just raise your hand immediately and say, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, first of all, I may not be able to get to you for a while, but you're not, you keep doing that, you're not going to be successful in this class. You've got to spend time trying to figure it out from the examples. Then if you just absolutely can and use somebody around you. Again, if I just visited Zoe a second ago and now I've made my room way back up there, I'm probably not making it back to Zoe for a while. So there's no sense in sitting there and just twiddling your thumbs when maybe you could ask I know exactly where it is on the sheet, but I sure don't remember. Rihanna. Oh, how do I forget Rihanna? Never Rihanna. So I have Rihanna in the first class too, but she hasn't shown up yet this year. She wasn't there this year. So starts with a B.
What?
No, it's a long, hard to pronounce last name. Barganier, something like that. So there's no sips, and maybe Rihanna knows exactly what she's doing, and she's already done that one. So ask somebody around you if, again, I know some of you are shy, but that's gonna make it a little tricky. So if you can kind of break out, nobody was shyer than I was my first year of high school. Like I was like the epitome of a nerdy shy kid. Nobody, I didn't wear glasses. That was, not to say anybody wearing glasses. You know, that's the stereotype. But I was like shyest, nerdiest kid, couldn't talk to people, couldn't talk to teachers. Like it was bad. And in high school though, like I kind of broke out of that. So this is that time to try to break out of that. Again, you don't have to, but it will be helpful in life if you're not as shy. So again, make sure that you go back, look at the example, try to figure it out. So we lost the password. All right.
Having your phone.
Normally, that's the first thing people think about is I need a phone. So make sure you follow that process. That's the whole reason that I assign those problems is because I like the example problem. And it might be the example that winds up being on there. So if you go back and look at the example and see what we did, that might be the one you wind up seeing on the quiz. Ask questions, practice problems, use your notes. That's kind of like looking back at the example. And then the night before, like if you really care about your grade, look it over the night before. I mean, we may not take a quiz for a week, maybe a little longer than a week. Just because you did it a week ago doesn't mean you're going to remember how to do it when I hand it to you the next day. Like spend a little time the night before doing something. Look at your notes. I would at least look at the example problems and some of the practice problems. Like I said, they might be the same problems you see the next day. If you're not somewhere where you have your stuff, remember you got the videos. You can always, you're stuck in an office with your parents or something, waiting on doctor's appointments, dentist appointments. You guys get on TikTok. Well, instead of doing that, there's a quiz the next day. Get on there and go back and watch a little bit of a video or something, and just to refresh your memory on the exam, like search for the example. I'm not saying sit there and watch an hour-long video, but search for the example problems or something. Fast forward it until we get to those and watch it get solved out. And I think, so we did do, we got time. I told you, we'll work till the bell in this class. There is no time when we just have downtime. I do want you to look, we're going to go quickly over, that's what this page was right here. We're going to go over the naming really quickly of points and lines and line segments. So it's kind of in your book. So just turn to page, I think it's page 6. There's not a whole lot you need to write other than one thing that I'll tell you. What do you think that is? Point, right? Like it's a dot. Technically, there's more to it than that, but I'm not going to get into it. When we name a point, we use a capital letter. All of this is in your book. I'll tell you the part that you need to write in. Now we could add to that another point, and we create, what's that called? Wrong. Like it's a little tricky. It's a line segment. This is important. That is a line. A line goes on forever. So that's why the arrows. A line segment ends. This is another point. How many line segments do I have? 2, 3. Because I have the 2 small ones, but I have still the big one, almost as time. So again, details for this first quiz. The reason probably half the kids failed this quiz, as easy as you're thinking it is right now, because they were not detail oriented. When I name line segments, I use the end point. Oh, I don't have to do that. I use the end points of the line segments. And I draw a little line over. That specifically refers to that section of that line. When I name a line, though, I can pick any 2 points I want, and I can put them in any order. I could name the line AC. The only difference is I put arrows on. I could then say, well, wait a minute, this line is also could be called AB. But again, make sure you put the arrows. It could be called CB. I could reverse those. I could reverse them and do all those. All 6 of those things refer to this line. And then there's actually one more. You can actually call it line, and then you put a different lowercase letter. So here's why kids did poorly on this first quiz. First of all, it was the first quiz, and a lot of kids were not probably understanding the fact that you got to step it up a little bit in high school. Some kids would just write down these 3. And again, I think they probably knew that there were other ones, but I just think they didn't put a lot of effort in trying to come up with all of them. The question specifically says, name the line or line segment or whatever it's talking about, every possible way you can name it. So you need to sit there and think for a while. Don't just say, oh yeah, this, and this, and then move on. You need to make sure you came up with if it's a line, all of those, including that, refer to that one line. Now this specifically refers to that. I could actually do this, so I can flip the order of that, but that's the only 2 ways I can name this. That's only the 2. If I do this, now I'm referring to this line segment. If I do this, now I'm referring to the big line segment. And we don't think of that as 2 little ones. We think of it as the big one, AB. So there's just write, be detailed, because that's what you got to be. We'll finish this tomorrow.